2025 is right around the corner. I'm just kidding. Don't come for me. Okay, it's 5 months away, but I do have a few things that you might want to start thinking about now so that you can get ahead of the game for your new year. The reason I'm framing this video around a new year is because we love the idea of potential. By getting you to think about next year, you feel very confident in yourself that you're going to be able to get ahead because it is so early, and that is true. But by doing some of these things that I want to share with you today, you're also going to be able to take that same motivation into the rest of the year that you have left. And that is because when you see yourself working to your potential, you realize that it will bleed into other areas if you let it. So let's get ahead for the new year. Why not? What else do we have to do? Checklist item number 1 is very important and the most exciting news that I have for this video. You need to choose your annual planner now. The reason this is so important is because we need systems to be able to keep track of our lives. And so when you get ahead on what you know your system is, you get better at doing that and staying on top of everything. And because today is National Planner Day, I wanted to talk about this because I also have a really important announcement. Many of you have heard of the Good Morning Good Life Planner. You've purchased a number of them since we released them for the first time back in 2020. Even more of you have been messaging me for months asking me when they're going to be restocked. Well, let's just address it already, shall we? I am so happy to announce that the Good Morning Good Life Paper Planner is restocking for 2025. Please allow me to take a few moments of this video to explain myself. You might remember that the Good Morning Good Life Planner was released back in 2020. It was very exciting. We had a 16-month dated, beautiful white calendar and has since evolved into a SKU of colors. It's now undated and very customizable. But because we released it in 2020, it was exciting, but then immediately kind of challenging because of how much the world was changing due to the pandemic and how much costs were rising. So I struggled with how do we keep this thing in stock for everyone without charging an arm and a leg? And I was also very uncomfortable at how quickly the price of the planner had to go up in order for us to sustain it from the beginning. And that's why every once in a while you'll go to my store and it's there, and you'll go to my store and it's out of stock. And it was because of how much the price was continuing to change. So for about a year now, I have been working with a new distributor to help me create just as high quality of a product while not costing as much for you. And they will finally be ready for 2025. So here's what you need to know today and why this is part of your action plan for 2025, 5 months early. The planners are estimated ready for delivery by December of this year. So I wanted to incentivize you to make sure you had it in your hands and ready to go for 2025 by getting on top of it now. So in celebration of National Planner Day and the restocking of the Good Morning Good Life Planner, I am dropping the price very low. From August 1st to August 15th, I will be offering the Good Morning Good Life Planner at a hugely discounted rate. The first 500 orders of the planner, only 500 planners, are going to be the same price as the digital planner. If you didn't know, I have this in digital form as well. It's much more affordable because you can order it and get it like that on your digital devices. For all of those international people who hate paying for shipping, I hear you. I'm marking it down for you. For everyone who's been waiting for this planner to restock and wants it for their 2025 or as soon as you can get it, I hear you. We're doing this only for the first 500 planners, and it expires on August 15th. This is a stupid low price just because I hate that we've been out of stock for so long, and I so deeply appreciate all of the people who have been asking me about it in the meantime. The great news is, if you're not ordering it right now, you want to wait until 2025, that's totally fine. We are still going to have a much better price for the planner. It won't be this, but it will be a great price for the planner compared to where we were before. And I can finally feel a lot more confident about getting it back on the market again so that you don't have to pay such an exorbitant sum of your hard-earned money on this planner. I want it to help you. I don't want it to hinder you. So whether you're into the lemon drop yellow or you like Bombina Rosa pink, we also have the baby blue shade and of course our dark green, which is such a moody tone for those of you who love that. They will all be here for 2025. And if you go to shop.amylandino.com, you will save massively if you're one of the first 500 orders of the planner. Like I said before, it's completely customizable every month, every date. So if you don't start it in January, it's totally fine. You can make it whatever you like. And everything in the planner is based on my book, Good Morning, Good Life, and the methodology behind starting the day on your terms. So you'll see a lot of those fields here as we address in the book. Even if you didn't read it, it walks you through how you can be thinking about how to best plan your life based on how you start your day. And of course, making sure you check off your movement, mindfulness, and mastery. The 3 morning moments that we talk about in the book. I want to move on to the second thing that you can do to prepare for 2025. And it is featured here in the planner, but you can do this on your own if you don't have it. I want you to nail your nighttime routine. So we talk about it in the timeline map. And the reason I'm saying nighttime and not morning is because your morning starts the night before. On the timeline map, you'll notice that there's little timing markers here, and that is what you should be reverse engineering for your life. What time do you need to be asleep? What time do you need to wake up? And what are all the things that you need to do leading up to those moments or after? We often forget what's possible when we get home for the day, when we finish our work, and that's what you can really work on here in the good night timeline map. How do you want to start your evening? What are the things that you want to fit in, and how can you time it? When does your skincare routine start? When do you want to read a book in bed? How do you get these things to happen? You plan on it. And the best way to plan on it is to know, well, I know when I need to be asleep by, but that's not been going so well because I try to fit too many things in. But if you know that, and then you can then plan on your reading, your skincare, your family time, your dinner, your nights out, you can start looking at the timing so that you fit it all in. And it's not about being too rigid, but when you have a really solid evening routine that helps you shut down and just get prepared for sleep, you sleep better and you wake up more refreshed. So then, of course, going into your timeline map for your morning routine, you can do as well. But I think the key thing for success across the board is not just starting the day on your terms, but knowing that the night before, when you take care of yourself the right way and you fit in the things that are most important to you, that you will have more days that go your way. So nail down for 2025 or any new year, nail down that nighttime routine. Get into the flow of it now so that it's not brand new on January 1. You're already in the habit so that you're able to take bigger and better steps in the new year because you've already figured out how to get yourself right in the evenings so that you can wake up and have a more positive day. I love this part of the planner, but again, anyone can do this. This is basically calendar blocking just in your own way. And I think it's important to have it every month because things do shift a little bit. We go through different seasons of life. The main things in your morning and evening routines should be the same, but for those flavors that change seasonally, you can customize accordingly. I don't want to spend a lot of time going into the planner itself. I have so many videos on this channel I would link to so that you can get a better idea of what is actually offered within the planner and figure out how would you use it if you did purchase one. I want you to see that tutorial, so check that out. And my final tip for getting ready for 2025 this month is to prepare for a 12-week year. This is a great book by Brian Moran, and it was the inspiration for how I set my goals at the beginning of the year, knowing that I was about to give birth in April. I wanted to get a lot done, knowing how much time I was gonna have to take off. Also, unknowing of all the time I ended up taking off at the end of pregnancy because I was a hot mess. A 12-week year is basically saying, anything I want to do takes as long as I think it does. So if I have an annual goal, why not try to get it done in 12 weeks? I have more details on this in a video for you to check out so you can learn more about the process. But here's what I figured out for you. If you start a 12-week year on September 2nd, 2024, you could complete it in 12 weeks just before the Thanksgiving holiday, which is amazing because as we all know, December is pretty much a crapshoot. No one's really paying attention. Everyone's very much in a turkey coma that never seems to end until Christmas dinner comes, and getting things done is very challenging. Pro tip, do not sleep on December for this reason because you could be wildly ahead of the average person. But if you wanted to get something done and be able to release the gas a little bit for the holiday season, you could do it. So what is something that you would love to have completed, get you ready for 2025, and be done with it just in time for the new year? This book, highly recommend. It worked for me. I have completed, I think, 4, almost 5 12-week year goals this year, like big projects that could have taken a lot longer if I wanted it to. But instead I used this as the motivation to systematize it into something that could get done in a shorter period of time and make an even bigger difference because of it. So getting ready for 2025 means making the most of the year that you have left. And you have one really solid period of time for a 12-week year to do just that in 2024. Imagine who you want to be in 2025. What would you say you got to do first in order for that to be the case? Well, here's your chance. That's what I think you should focus on in August to start preparing for 2025. Get more details about the Good Morning Good Life Planner 2025 restock when you go to shop.amylandino.com. Don't forget, only the first 500 orders are going to get that stupid low, thank you for being patient price. And so it will go up as soon as those orders have been made. Oh, I'm so excited for this to be back in your hands. And I know that this is turning a huge corner for Amy Landino & Co. So thank you so much. And I really appreciate all of the support.